Dobar dan, or good day, ladies and gentlemen, all in crypto here, and welcome back, guys, for another YouTube video. I'm currently in Croatia and just took a swim in the More, or the sea. For those of you that are not Croatians, it's currently November at the time of swimming and releasing this video, and it's still absolutely beautiful out here. You know, coming abroad really does make you appreciate what a dump the UK is. But enough on that topic. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about probably one of the most important cryptocurrencies to ever come out of this industry. And it's important because this crypto project is essentially going to enable the internet of value and the entire cryptocurrency space. Of course, I'm talking about Chainlink. And why is it that I believe Chainlink is arguably the most important cryptocurrency project that there is today? Well, like I said, it's because it's ultimately going to enable the internet of value. And why is it going to do that? Well, let's go all the way back to DeFi summer in the cryptocurrency space. Cryptocurrencies have an inherent problem in the sense that they're very good at retrieving on-chain data, but they can't get off-chain data. And this is where Chainlink came in and essentially acted as that decentralized bridge for the cryptocurrency space and the outside world, which is very useful, certainly in regards to formulating a smart contract that you want to execute once a desired effect has been reached or a desired kind of criteria has been met. Ultimately, Chainlink bridged that gap between external information outside of the space and actually informing the cryptocurrency space and able to execute smart contracts. And hence, we have DeFi, and it essentially enabled the entire DeFi space. And if you look at Chainlink's positioning within the cryptocurrency market, it is the premier oracle. But it doesn't just stop there. In much the same way that Chainlink bridged the gaps between the sort of outside world and the cryptocurrency space from a sort of data point of view, what I believe personally it's going to do is actually bridge the gap between the cryptocurrency space, which is still very siloed. And we can see that in regards to the work that they're doing with their CCIP, Chainlink's sort of connective protocol. And Chainlink's project very much mirrors the internet of information, the internet as we know it. Chainlink essentially is to the cryptocurrency space and actually, I believe, the financial world. And we've seen Chainlink partner with the premier payment solution, the premier kind of financial system, obviously being Swift. It has around about 11,000 banks that currently operate within the Swift system. Chainlink is ultimately pioneering with Swift and some of the largest institutions in the world a proof of concept that is essentially going to use and utilize Chainlink's CCIP protocol in regards to allowing those financial institutions, those traditional financial institutions, some of the largest in the world, in fact, the largest in the world, are working with Chainlink to essentially access the cryptocurrency space at large, and some of the layer ones, layer twos, and some of the protocols that are built on top of it to ultimately innovate and bring us onto this new internet of value. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why I believe that Chainlink is arguably one of the most important, if not the most important, cryptocurrency project to ever exist, because it's going to enable this industry as a whole. And I've held Chainlink since I think 2018, 19. I originally heard about it, by the way, from a guy called Tika Tawari. And back then it was in the sort of cents range. Of course, it did very well in the last bull market. And I think it's not just going to do well in this bull market, but it's going to do well more broadly, because what's the value of a protocol that essentially enables the crypto space and the traditional financial world? What would be the value of the internet if it had a token attached to it? It would probably be a multi-trillion-dollar token, just like we see some of the largest companies that build on top of the internet. And I think they're very comparable to companies that Chainlink is essentially going to gain access, or cryptos that Chainlink is essentially going to grant access to by the broader world. You know, some companies on the internet are worth multi-trillion dollars, you know, $3 trillion we're talking about, and predominantly they're solely internet-based and enabling companies. We are going to see multiple trillion-dollar layer ones. Bitcoin has already got to that $1 trillion and proven that a blockchain can do it. And we know that altcoins are not Bitcoin. Some try to be store of values, but they are really more broad than that. They're essentially protocols, operating systems for this new world that we're moving towards, which distributed ledgers are at the heart of. And that new world that we're working towards can only happen once the space is accessible, connected, and ultimately works in much the same way that the internet does. And that is essentially why I believe Chainlink is arguably the most important project in the entire cryptocurrency space. And it's a project that most people don't want to know about. It's not the most exciting project out there. But if you look at fundamentally what it does, it's far more important than perhaps the vast majority of the top layer ones out there, because smart contract layer ones out there, because ultimately it's what's going to allow for the real world to merge with the cryptocurrency sector. And that's exciting. And without Chainlink, you wouldn't have had, there might have been another Oracle we could argue, but without Chainlink, as it stands, you wouldn't have had the kind of connection between the distributed ledger world and the real world through those data feeds, its Oracle solution. Without Chainlink, I don't believe you're going to have a merging of the traditional financial sector and the distributed ledger sector, which essentially is going to merge, and traditional financial institutions are going to leverage the cryptocurrency industry for the same reason that we send emails instead of letters. Chainlink with their CCIP is essentially enabling all of that. And that is why this is the most important project to ever come out of the cryptocurrency space. I honestly believe that. The price right now probably doesn't reflect that, but technologies take time to get adopted. If you look at the companies that came out of the internet, some of the largest companies today, they took a long time to get to their sort of valuations. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think in terms of time-wise, we're going to see the same sort of time period take place. What I ultimately do think is that they're on a similar trajectory, but a faster one, these distributed ledgers, certainly something like Chainlink, because if you think about the world that we live in, when the internet first came out, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have these companies that essentially allow the freedom and the flow of information like we see today. We're in a far more connected, ready to adopt world. And ultimately, once the recognition and people start to understand what it is that I'm saying in this video takes hold, Chainlink becomes a staple part and a recognized staple part of the world as we know it. Every single major central bank, financial institution, or large corporation out there acknowledges that there is a digital transformation going on, and distributed ledgers are at the heart of it. But there's problems in regards to the space right now. Generally, of course, we spoke about the fact that it's siloed. We spoke about the fact that Chainlink have already solved this with their Oracle solution. It couldn't get outside information. Those problems are being solved by Chainlink, and Chainlink is ultimately acting as the internet for the companies that are built on top of it. Chainlink is acting as Chainlink, the internet of value for the layer ones that are ultimately going to be used and utilized to transform tomorrow's world, not just in the form of finance, but more broadly. So these are very much my thoughts on Chainlink, why it's, again, arguably the most important project to ever come out of the cryptocurrency space. But it's not just me that thinks that. Go and look at some of the proof of concepts that are currently being ran by the likes of Chainlink. They are undeniable in regards to, first of all, Swift's been working with Chainlink for a hell of a long time. And more broadly, all of these sort of large institutions, whether it's BY and Mellon, whoever it may be, that are ultimately looking to use and utilize Chainlink CCIP to essentially grant access to the cryptocurrency space. But not just that, connect the world of traditional financial systems, private blockchains, and public ones to ultimately enable this internet of value. It's unbelievably exciting. And we're early on that journey. Now, I honestly believe that retail only knows a sliver of what's going on behind the scenes. It's very interesting to me that Chainlink was actually part of, I believe, one of Swift's early sort of programs. We're talking years ago. This has been something in the pipelines for a long time. And this has likely been a vision that has been well thought out and had years of planning put into it that we're ultimately seeing start to come to fruition. The next stage is the global recognition and adoption of Chainlink, its CCIP, its Oracle solutions, which we already see have a monopoly on the cryptocurrency space, and that Chainlink brings to the table being recognized in regards to its price and its price appreciation. I believe Chainlink potentially could become a multi-trillion-dollar cryptocurrency project. And I'm holding for that. Now, what you guys choose to do with your money is entirely up to you. Don't buy or sell anything just because of what we say here. Always go and do your own research. But what we wanted to do in this video was really highlight the unique properties and the juggernaut-esque nature of Chainlink and what it brings to not just the cryptocurrency space, but the world as a whole. And it is the enabler of the Internet of Value. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I'll see you all in the next one.